Hi everyone, it's Heather and Susan and welcome to our presentation, Creating Collaborative Cultures. During this presentation, we will provide you with a brief summary of this week's articles. All three articles provided great insight into the need for and importance of collaboration. They focused on specific models and processes that support collaborative cultures within the school environment. Before we end our summary, you will be given a choice of 4 inquiry questions to leave you thinking and reflecting on the readings. We hope you enjoy our presentation and that you will find our questions both thought-provoking and intriguing. The first article by Waldron and McCleskey focuses on the importance of reculturing a school rather than restructuring in order to improve its ability to be a collaborative environment as suggested by Fullan. Each school has its own context and its own lived experience and may react differently to attempts to create a more collaborative culture. This article provides us with one possible framework for facilitating the reculturing of schools in order to build inclusive schools which meet the educational needs of all students. Our authors suggest 3 areas of importance within a comprehensive school reform model. The first looks at how to develop a collaborative culture, the second at the use of high-quality professional development to improve teacher practice, and lastly, the importance of strong leadership in schools. Waldron and McCleskey provide us with a selection of steps that schools can take to facilitate their journey towards meeting the educational needs of all students, beginning with a discussion of what inclusion is and how teachers can take ownership of the school improvement process. The formation of a CSR team, analysis of data, use of monitoring and feedback, and the existence of quality professional development are some of the suggested actions. The use of high-quality PD is crucial to collaborative school reform. The 3 key components to PD being successful are that it's embedded and closely related to the direction of the school improvement plan, that it is followed up with support, and is actively supported by administrators. Waldron and McCleskey discuss the importance of strong leadership within their CSR model and are quick to illustrate the need for collaborative leadership styles which value support for teacher leaders, empower staff, and provide the overall direction and cohesiveness that is required for long-term change to be successful. Infrastructure changes that need to happen to support a shift to an inclusive school can only happen if there is a principal who fully supports this educational philosophy. Carrington and Robinson also write on the topic of inclusive education around the discourse of the complexities that exist within the Australian educational context. They discuss 5 assumptions that are made around education from a social, norms-based perspective and discuss the notion that educators often say one thing or hold one view publicly, but quite another privately, and that often educational leaders adopt a fashionable rhetoric in order to appear in support of a certain philosophy. They offer these 4 guiding principles that would, in their view, support the development of a more inclusive school community. The authors indicated in 2006 their frustration at the lack of systemic change in education organisations throughout the world after years of work towards more inclusive schooling, and acknowledged pockets of innovation. How far has education come from an industrial age model and norms-based value system towards a collaborative, student-led, inclusive society? In James's article, he shares with us his experiences of how the schools he has studied have promoted a strong sense of joint endeavour. He alludes to the fact that the staff all worked closely together, producing the best work they could, then worked just as hard improving what they had done. They worked with a purpose in mind, they were inclusive, highly thoughtful and reflective. In his article, James describes 3 necessary elements of collaboration: collaboration, reflection and primary task. He continues to describe how all 3 elements, when working together, can create a model of collaborative practice. The first element is collaboration. James converses about the notion of schools being professional communities. These professional communities practice collaboration and demonstrate the importance of joint working with a focus on learning rather than being task-orientated. The second element is reflective practice. Professionals should reflect on their actions to learn from them, which helps to improve future practice. He talks about reflection at the technical level, practical level, and the emancipatory level. James refers to the importance of all 3 elements existing and working together in order to sustain a successful collaborative practice environment. The 3 elements are interlocking and depend on each other. If one element is missing or not present, then your working environment does not reflect a collaborative one. Collaborative practice simply cannot exist without all three woven together in unison. As we conclude our presentation, we leave you with a choice of 4 questions, which we will also post in the discussion thread. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to your upcoming responses and discussion.